Hi fam, so excited for this video. I have a very special guest, Ana Bernal from True Taste Co.
We're going to be making 3 beautiful holiday recipes that you can make.
What I love about your recipes is that they're all delicious. They're super pretty and very simple to make.
Yes. I try and make my recipes to be super simple and delicious because I'm a mom, just like many of you. I'm running around all day, so I like to cook beautiful, healthy food that looks amazing and is also delicious to eat.
So if you want to learn these recipes, keep watching this video. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of butter to this pot that is already warmed up. So we're adding some shallot right now, and it's already diced. This is shallot, for those of you that don't know. It's like a mix between an onion and garlic.
So it has a really delicate flavor. Yeah. I use it a lot in my cooking.
It smells delicious.
It smells delicious, and it's not as strong as garlic. Y sauté in English. You just want it to be translucent. You don't want to get any color on there.
And it's medium.
Yeah, it's medium low.
Medium low.
You really don't want to brown it.
Yeah.
What we're looking is to get a little bit of translucent on the shallots, and it's called brown butter. Okay. Brown butter, and it has this very nutty, distinct flavor, and you'll be able to smell it, and it makes the risotto taste amazing.
Yeah. So all the recipes, you can find them on Ana's blog on her website, truetasteco.com.
That's right, and we'll link them to the Instagram page as well.
And YouTube here.
I want to talk a little bit about the arborio rice that we're using. In comparison to long grain rice, this is a shorter
arborio.
Grain. It's called arborio. Let me show you.
It looks a little bit like sushi rice.
It does look a little bit like sushi rice, and this is the kind that we...
So that's the brand, right?
This is the brand that we're using, but many brands make it.
Okay.
Just so you know to look for arborio rice when you're making risotto. A lot of people tell me that they're looking for risotto rice, and they don't call it that. They call it arborio. We're going to be using fish stock, but it can of course be made with any liquid. It needs to be hydrated and added in intervals for risotto, so we're gonna use fish stock, but you can definitely use vegetable stock. Some people add a cup of white wine, for example, or you can use water as well. And then you'll just have to pump up the salt and pepper a little bit more if you're not using a stock.
Perfect. So we're saving a little bit of butter. This is brown butter. Just to put on top once it's done, and it's gonna make drizzle. It's gonna make it look very pretty. So the most important thing of this is to give it love. So you start...
paciencia. You gotta be patient with risotto. You be patient with it, and it will give you love back.
And then you said you add the wine, right? If you're using
wine, you can add wine. Today we're not using wine. We're just gonna start adding the stock.
Okay.
In intervals, so you can do that. You can use this to help you.
Okay. So half a cup at a time. Oh my gosh, this stock is so
good. It's so concentrated.
Okay, we're gonna add some seasoned with salt.
And pepper. I always use fresh cracked black pepper. I don't buy it already cracked because the flavor really changes.
Yes, so when you're cooking it, the rice is going to absorb the liquid, and once it's absorbed, that means that it's time to add more. And you can add, we're adding half to 1 cup at a time.
For me, risotto is like a blank canvas. You can put anything into it, anything from vegetables like asparagus, mushrooms. You can add a little bit of saffron threads in there and make it yellow. Today we're going to be using cooked lobster tails, but if you have shrimp, you can do anything you want with it.
So for the sage, all you have to do is just simply cook it with butter for a few seconds.
With that same brown butter.
Yes, and then we add it to the risotto.
At the end, we're going to use it as a garnish.
Yeah.
So our risotto is almost done. It's still absorbing the liquid.
Okay. So now we're gonna try the risotto to see if it's done. It looks done, and we have to see if it's al dente.
Careful because it's hot.
Let's see. Oh my gosh.
And it still needs the lobster, and it still needs our brown butter and sage leaves that have been fried, so it's gonna be so good.
That is so good.
Yes.
I can't believe how incredibly easy this is.
It is.
Like
That's my whole thing.
it's
Easy
very
and
simple, practical, but still it feels like gourmet.
Luxurious,
Yeah. Okay, so now we're adding the lobster, the diced lobster.
And right before you want to serve it is when you want to add it, because you just want to gently warm the lobster through. It's already cooked. Remember, you don't want it to be overcooked in the slightest.
So now we're serving this is gonna be like family style, how you can serve it, or you can serve it separately as well.
You can individually plate it.
Yes.
So just to finish it off, we're gonna put a couple of the sage leaves.
Oh my god.
So for the next recipe, we're gonna use this beautiful colored cauliflower. Of course, if you can't find it, you can use regular cauliflower. And we've combined here.
And they taste exactly the same.
They do.
So
There's no
it's
difference.
just for visual purposes. It looks really, really pretty.
Yeah.
For the sauce or the glaze, right?
It's like a glaze that's gonna
Okay.
go in the oven, and we need sriracha, vegan mayo, and tahini.
Okay.
And we're gonna combine it if you wanna just stir it around.
Okay.
And we need a little bit of olive oil as well.
Yum! I love this combo.
And it's super simple. You can whip it up in a couple minutes.
Okay,
2
rico.
tablespoons. And we're gonna brush this on our cauliflower.
And the cauliflower, we cut it up into little pieces like this. Like
Little florets.
little florets, little trees.
And you're gonna put it on your baking sheet.
So what we're gonna do is just brush it using a kitchen brush.
Or you can use your hands as well,
This
like
kitchen,
this.
I think I'm just gonna use it like
Yeah.
this. Yeah. So now we're gonna put the cauliflower into the oven for around 15-20 minutes until it's browned.
Whenever you want to get a little bit of color on anything from a lasagna to vegetables, you put it on broil for 1 minute or 2,
Oh, really?
and it'll make it golden.
Ooh.
Because they're practically ready, but I just want to get a little bit of color.
That's a good tip.
So this is what broil does. You just broil it at the end to get these little dark spots and make it look really beautiful.
Cauliflower is done, and now we're simply going to serve it. So now we're gonna add some chopped parsley.
Just to give it a nice brightness, an element of green and freshness.
So pretty. And then this is toasted
Almonds, these are just sliced
Almonds.
almonds that have been toasted on a dry pan, and these are golden raisins.
golden raisin. So what is this that you're adding?
This is the sauce that we basted them with.
Okay.
I just added a couple tablespoons of water to make it a little bit more liquid, just to be able to drizzle. So we have the crunch from the almonds, the sweetness from the golden raisins, the spiciness from the sriracha.
Yum. Okay, so the next recipe is the one that I'm most excited for, and we're making a delicious pumpkin salad.
We're making a salad with this beautiful acorn squash that we have here. And if you can't
Super
find
pretty.
acorn squash, you can use delicata squash, kabocha squash, butternut squash. Any squash that you can find will work for this salad.
Okay.
And you can also use sweet potato. We're gonna be using this baby red butter lettuce that I don't find so often, but when I do, I always buy it.
Pretty.
Beautiful and yummy.
Wow. Gorgeous.
So we're gonna put our roasted squash on a bed of this lettuce, and it's gonna have a pomegranate juice dressing.
Okay.
And we're gonna use these beautiful walnuts that have already been toasted in a dry pan, just to get a little bit of color on
Oh my
them.
gosh, I
And we're
love
gonna be
walnuts.
using
Pomegranates.
Pomegranates.
Pomegranate seeds.
honey, Dijon mustard. Everything's gonna be in the recipe. We have a couple apples too as well. So let's get
Yum.
this cut up and roasted in the oven.
Okay. So these pumpkins can be a little bit challenging to cut, so
can.
just be careful when you're cutting it.
Use a sharp knife.
Yes, very sharp knife. That's the key. Now we're just cutting the butternut squash in half moons. And as you can see, it looks so pretty. And I'm just gonna put them here on a baking sheet and bake.
And drizzle with a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper.
Perfect.
To give them a little bit of flavor.
So once you have your seasoned squash, then we're gonna put it in the oven to bake for 15-20 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
And we are gonna prepare the vinaigrette or dressing in a jar. You can do it in the blender, you can do it in a small bowl. I like making them in jars, it's just so easy.
So now for the dressing. The first ingredient is gonna be half a shallot, finely diced.
Finely diced, and we're gonna add it all to a jar. You can make it in the blender or in a small bowl as well.
Perfect.
And Giovanna's gonna add the honey and the Dijon mustard.
Okay, we add the honey, we add the Dijon mustard, 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar,
a cup of olive oil, because we want to have enough for leftovers.
Okay.
Really keep it in this mason jar.
If you keep it tightly covered, it will last for 5 to 6 days. The most important ingredient is pomegranate juice.
And we're gonna season simply with salt and pepper, but look at that beautiful color.
Wow, qué bonito color! That is so good.
Me encanta tu cara.
Okay, so next ingredient for the salad is apples, and we're gonna be using these golden apples.
And you can make like a dice,
yeah,
or you can slice them like in little wedges like we're going to be doing today, because I just love how they look.
So do you do anything to the apple to keep it from browning?
I drizzle a little bit of the dressing on it. You can of course drizzle a little bit of lemon juice on it, but you can also drizzle a little bit of your dressing if you want to cut it ahead of time. But the ideal thing is to cut it right before you're going to serve it.
Okay.
We're gonna go ahead and put the roasted squash, beautiful acorn squash half moons.
It looks so pretty.
We're gonna set them over the salad, and then we're gonna drizzle with a little bit more of the pomegranate.
Okay.
We want to get a little bit of this pomegranate dressing over everything.
All right, fam, so the 3 recipes are done. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. So happy to be here and sharing with you.
Thank you. They all look delicious. I can't wait to eat them, and I can't wait for you to try these. So if you make any of these recipes, make sure to tag us both on Instagram. You can find Anna at True Taste Co. I will leave her Instagram here below. You can find all the details of these recipes on our websites, giovannamendoza.com and truetasteco.com. And if you're in San Diego and want to take a class with Anna, you can contact her. I highly recommend it. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe below. It's absolutely free, and I post videos every single week. Bye!